Hello. Hi.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
One.
What's going on?
This makes me want to join the Air Force.
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Sam.
I'm gonna be so faded.
Hello.
What's up, what's up?
Can you hear me? No, I cannot.
I'm so excited.
And I just can't hide it.
I don't wanna,
Lose control.
cause I like it. What's up?
My lip itches.
Hey, Julie. This is 616 Mike Alpha. I did not drop.
I flew her yesterday.
Lucky.
Hi, Juan.
What's up? Number 15.
Hey, Julian.
Number 15. Adam, you're 13.
Alright, while he's hooking you guys up in there, I just want to give you a couple things. This is Brent up here, I'm crew chief. I just want to let you know, don't cross your legs during a chamber flight, because if you do, we're going to have to treat it as decompression sickness, and you'll be sitting on the, So as I was saying, you'll be treated for decompression sickness if you cross your feet like half the flight, alright? So make sure you keep your feet flat on the floor. Also, if you need to speak to us and you have your mask hanging down, we can hear you. You don't need to bring your mask up to your face and press the mic button. Just leave your mask hanging and talk, push the talk button, and we'll be able to hear you fine. Alright, also in there, guys, remember universal signal for anytime you guys feel pain or discomfort or you want the chamber stopped. Put your hand out in front of you like this, okay? This should be a pain-free experience. So if you're experiencing pain, probably something going on that we should know about, alright? Alright, enjoy your flight.
Okay. Nat down here at the big picture window, Brent was giving you some good tips there. So, did anybody forget and leave something in their pocket that I told them not to take in the chamber? Check one more time. Julie, is your watch okay? You want to take that out? Yeah, I would. There's a little cubicle right by the door of the chamber. We'll put it in there. All right. Look at the number. Look up above you. See which number you're sitting at now. Since we moved that body around. Give you a little more room in there. I know who's in there, so I'm not worried about losing you. So let's start down there with number 1. Just give me your name. Say Tim Jim. Okay, and let's go right around the chamber, okay?
Blake Jardine's okay. James Lawson okay.
Ben Whistler, okay?
Cornelius, okay?
Peter Addison okay.
John Wolf, okay. Adam Patch, okay.
Julie Vogel, okay.
Check his intercom there, please. Julie was okay. Check number 13 again. Okay, how you copy? Can you hear me now? Okay, give me your name, please, so that way I can hear you.
Adam Patch.
Okay, Adam, got you. Good deal. All right, inside observers, Mike Quinn sitting back there on the door in the shorts, native air paramedic with about 100 years flight experience and working as a paramedic. He's going to be one of your safety observers this morning. How do you copy there, Mike?
Loud and clear.
And sitting up here, Kyle Galmaster. Kyle's been working with him about a year here. How you copy him?
Kyle Gallmeister copies loud and clear.
Same difference. Okay, as long as I get your paycheck right, that's all that matters, right? And crew chief Brent, how you copy it?
I'm good. Over here at the door.
Okay, we're going to shut the door. I get to do 2 things at once. Usually I have a chamber operator sitting where I am, and he just flies the chamber, and I sit over here and lecture. And but today we're short of a body. And by the way, if anybody's interested in working here with us as inside observers or crew chief on the outside or chamber operators, come see me because I'm looking for more people. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and shut the door. We'll start up on our air and sinus check to 6,000 feet. Remember, sit back, relax. You can't cross your legs. It's the only thing I can't let you do this morning. Sorry about that. 3,000 feet per minute going up, going down. You use whatever your pet method is of clearing your ears today. Now, something you may notice that'll happen here today that doesn't happen in the aircraft. In the aircraft, you say, I never have to reach up and grab my nose. Here in the chamber, I had to reach up and grab my nose today to clear my ears. Don't valve on ascent. Don't do that on ascent. You're forcing air in when they're just trying to bring it out, remember, okay? If you get tired of waiting for the snap, crackle, and pop at your ears, you go up naturally, just swallow a yawn. You'll beat nature to it. But don't ever valve on ascent. But if you have to grab your nose here in the chamber today and you don't have to out in the aircraft, it's simply because in the aircraft you're doing what? You talk a lot, don't you? As you're talking, you're actually opening the Eustachian tube without you realizing it. And that's equalizing your ears for you. Here, you're not talking. So you've got to do some work. I will call out the altitudes as we come through them. I won't try to fool you. I want you to feel exactly what your body is telling you. And I'm not going to play any games with you. Not going to play any games. I want you to feel the physiology that's occurring as we go to altitude. We're coming through 4,000 feet. I'll let you know all the pertinent altitudes as we come through them. How many people, did everybody get something to eat this morning before you came in here? Good. You know what the worst thing to eat is before you go fly? Who can guess? Give me a guess.
Taco Bell.
Oh man, I love Taco Bell. No, the worst thing is nothing at all. The empty stomach to fly on is the worst thing. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that you do eat that you need to watch if you're flying, especially, like I say, later on in your career when you're flying pressurized, you're flying to your high altitudes, and you're with the problem of possible loss of cabin pressurization. The amount of gas expansion you're going to have in your stomach today is going to be 3 to 5 times what you have right now. That's all. You can deal with that. You can deal with that with no problem. All right. If everybody's okay, give me a thumbs up. We're going to start back down. All right. Here's where you got to go to work now, okay? Some of the basic food groups, like your green leafy vegetables, your melons, your broccolis. How many people love apples? Apples are one of the biggest gas producers going. You know that? These are things that are really healthy for you, but you need to watch when you're flying, okay? Now, do I say not eat them? No. Eat them with due respect to what they can do. A lot of people say, can I drink a soda before I go fly? Yes, you can drink a soda before you go fly, but what you don't want to do is the same thing you don't want to do with your food. You don't want to chug it or force it down in a hurry. Understand? That makes sense? Then you're asking for trouble. If you eat it far enough in advance, you're not going to have any problems. People with allergies, how your ears doing? Okay? Good.
Hey Mike, can you do me a favor? The camera that's above Julie, can you face it a little bit more towards the door?
We're coming through 3500.
Right there's perfect. Oh, it just went back.
How's the temperature inside, alright?
Right there's good.
Okay,
Just
if you need to
untilted.
adjust it, let us know.
Is it normal to be hard to breathe right now?
Yeah, a little exhalation. You're just not used to that mask. You have to forcibly exhale against that mask. There's a spring tension in that inhalation valve you have to overcome to exhale. And we're coming through about 1800.
It's pretty hard to breathe when it's not connected.
You had that disconnected too? You had double jeopardy going then. The inhalation valve plus the connector. Okay, we're back at ground level again. If everybody's okay, give me a thumbs up. All ears clear completely? Alright. If you notice, look at those gloves hanging up there now. They're fairly void of any air. This is just to give you an idea of what's going on in your stomach and your GI tract. Now, there's a dry gas in those gloves. You have a wet gas in your stomach, all right? Now, wet gas will double in volume by the time you reach 16,500 feet. It takes to 18,000 feet before the dry gas, like having those gloves, double. So your stomach's getting a head start on everything. So another good reason to watch what you're eating. Now, we just checked out air and sinuses. So we got two trapped areas of the body. We've been talking about the GI tract, and the only way we can check the GI tract is if you go up and you pass gas, and I don't think a crew in there have any problem whatsoever. We can make a lot of jokes about passing gas, but in flight, it can become a serious thing if you cannot pass it. When we were in the Air Force here, we routinely went to 43,000 feet in the chamber. You're only going to 25. The gas expansion we underwent at 43,000 feet was 9 to 10 times what we started with at ground level. Very miserable. Now and then we'd get a Weisenheimer in there who would think they were just going to hold the gas in till they got about 39,000 foot and let it all go at once and try to hover. It doesn't work. Because after a while, if you can or if you forcibly hold it, the old anal sphincter will not relax and you can't get rid of it. And we routinely watch people pass out cold from the inability, and once we got in the high 30s, around 38, 39,000 feet, from the inability to pass gas. Now, it can happen lower. It can happen lower. So what I'm saying is get rid of it as you feel it, okay? That's all we're saying right here. Now, what's another trap gas area? We talked about the GI tract, we talked about the ears, and we talked about sinuses. What's one more trap gas area that we could possibly have problems with? You don't hear about it too often. Anybody?
Your blood?
No, not your blood. Trap
Joints.
gas. What'd you say?
In your joints?
No, that's decompression. That's nitrogen. We're talking about air trap, just like trapped in a balloon, just like in those gloves there.
On the tooth?
Teeth. Yeah, teeth. You don't hear about that too often, thank goodness. It doesn't occur too often. I tell you, anytime, this sounds a little sadistic, but I'm going to pass this on. Anytime you're flying and you think you have a tooth pain, you want to go high enough to where it hurts bad enough, you can definitely identify, yes, it is a tooth pain, and it's this tooth right here. And most people go, why in the hell do I want to do that? Well, think of it this way. If you had the dentist working on a couple of teeth in the same area, you know, a short time before your flight, and you started having pain that day, and you go back and say, Doc, where you working here a couple of days ago? I had pain there when I was climbing out yesterday. And Doc's going to go, well, which one was it? I don't know, but it was in that area. Well, you know what he's going to do then? He's going to redo everything he did the day before to try to make sure he gets that trap gas bubble out of there. So if you can identify exactly which which tooth it is, you have eliminated a lot of pain and misery for yourself again and some more money. Understood? Now, if it's in the upper row of teeth where you are having pain, this may not be a tooth pain at all. This might be an associated maxillary sinus pain radiating down into the nerves in the top row of teeth. We had that 2 flights ago. The gentleman thought he had tooth pain, but it wasn't. It was a sinus pain radiating down the top row of teeth. Of course, once you identify the problem area, you want to go ahead and, you know, come on back down then. You don't want to stay up there and make yourself miserable. Okay. Brent, you about ready to shut the door? Everybody ready to go to 25,000? Ready? Give me a thumbs up. Let's go do it. All right, we're on the way up.
Door closing.
Thank you, sir. Next stop will be flight level 250, unless you request that it be stopped otherwise. Anybody ever had a sinus block? Tell me what it felt like, number 3. What happened?
I just felt like someone was sticking a knife in my face.
Where in the facial area did it occur?
Right underneath the eye, next to the nose.
Yeah, right in the ethmoid areas. That really feels good there. You know, the bad thing about sinuses, ears will block up when? 99% of the time, what? During descent, right? Sinuses can block up on you whether you're ascending or descending. And they are no fun whatsoever, as number 3 will probably testify to. A lot of things can happen with a sinus block that we don't think of, and a lot of times it's not written where you will get a chance to read some of the things that will happen with a sinus block and can be detrimental to you as a pilot, especially if you're out there by yourself. My 3rd flight in the Air Force, I had my frontal sinuses rupture simply because I was playing the macho kid and not telling anybody I had a sinus problem that day. Stupid, really stupid. One of the worst things you can do is to go fly with that. But as we're coming down, sinuses sometimes will rupture to equalize the pressure, and mine ruptured. And that caused a lot of blood and mucus to start draining down into this type of mask, which made it hard to breathe because I was screwing up the valves in there. But the worst thing other than excruciating pain and the blood in the mess was I instantly became severely disoriented. And that happens a lot of times, especially when the frontal sinuses rupture. You become instantly severely disoriented. Now, if you're by yourself and you're out here on final, you're pretty close to the ground, and then you have a sinus that ruptures on you and you become severely disoriented, not a happy thought, is it? Not a happy thought. How do you prevent sinus blocks? Don't fly if you have any problems in the upper respiratory area up there. If you've got to really work hard as hell to try to Valsalva while you're sitting here at ground level trying to clear your ears, nature's telling you something. You should not be flying that day. If you have a lot of pressure in your forehead and under your eyes, nature's telling you something. Don't fly today. How many people carry nose spray? I want you to get in the habit of carrying nose spray. You know why? Because I don't care who you are, sooner or later, if you stay in the flying game, you're going to run into an ear or a sinus block that you cannot clear with a Valsalva. And you've got to come down sooner or later. If you've got a little bottle of nose spray, you're going to help yourself out considerably that day. Stick it in your pocket, forget about it. It's there if you ever need it. And believe me, sooner or later you're going to need it. If you don't, somebody else is sitting next to you. Now, what I recommend you carry, saline spray, sterile salt water. Nobody's allergic to it. And it works faster than your Afrins and the other sprays. You get a quicker relief. But just get you a bottle, a little bottle, buck something at Walgreens, stick it in your, Walmart rather, stick it in your flight bag, stick it in your pocket, wherever, and please start carrying that with you because you're going to need it one day. Brent will testify to that. That happened to him the other day. Now he's a believer. We're going through 10,000 feet. Everybody okay? All right. So we got all the trap gas areas checked out. Now these are areas that's just caused just like releasing pressure in a soda can, you know, just like the air trapped in those balloons. Now we was talking, somebody said a while ago, the bubbles. The bubbles, nitrogen, decompression sickness, evolved gas problems. You don't hear too much about them, but they do occur. And the most simplest one, or the most common one that you hear about is what? The bends. Any scuba divers in there? Okay, Mike's a diver back there. Divers get the bends. Most people say, well, flyers don't get the bends. Oh, yes, you do, too. You get the bends, too. You're susceptible to that, so you have to watch it. Anytime you're flying and you start to have pain in your joints, what's normally the first thing we do? Say we got pain in the joint area here, feel stiff. What's one of the first things we do? Start doing this, right? Trying to work it out? Wrong if it's at altitude. You never want to try to exercise a joint at altitude if you have pain in it, because you're bringing more nitrogen out of solution, you're compounding your problem. Anytime you have pain in any of the joint areas at altitude, what you want to do is immobilize and move as little as possible. Now, if you have oxygen on board, you want to get on 100% oxygen and stay on it till you get medical attention. At the very least, you want to descend, land, and seek a doctor that is familiar with decompression sickness. If you have to land out in podunk nowhere, the country doctor is not going to be able to help you too much, because more likely he's not going to know what's going on. You can end up in more serious trouble. So you want to land at a field that's got the possibility of putting you in contact with medical authorities and know what's going on. Now, 6 years down the road, you're flying your Gulfstream. You got a passenger in the back that's got definitely symptoms of decompression sickness. What do you want to do? Since you have all kind of nice capabilities on board that bird, what you want to do is put them on 100% oxygen, lay them down. Lay them down. Elevate the feet slightly and turn them slightly on the left side. And this is a position they will stay in until medical personnel, change the position, will take them to the hospital. Now, something will happen a lot of times with simple bends that is very, very misdirecting. The bend's pain will go away as you're descending. The pain in that joint will go away as you're descending before you ever reach ground level. And a lot of people will think it's gone. Is this correct? Is the bends gone? No, because it takes up to 12 hours before those bubbles are back in normal solution. So they go, wow, it's gone. They get out of the airplane, go skipping across to the bar, happy it's over. And within an hour, they're going to be hit with delayed decompression sickness, and they're definitely on their way then to recompression therapy in a dive chamber. So don't be misled, and don't let anybody else be misled that is with you that the bends are gone, all right? Good deal. We're coming up to 18,000 feet at this time. Those gloves are popping out there a little bit. There's a very simple type of decompression sickness a lot of people run into, don't even realize they have it. Skin manifestations. You know what those are? Like you start itching, and you can't figure out why. You start scratching, and sometimes you get a reddening of that area. And it actually, if you put your hands and rub it across that area, it's tiny bubbles of nitrogen coming out of solution right underneath the top layer of the skin. And it's kind of like we call these little sheets of peanut paper, I call them, that you can pop. If you run your fingers across it, you can actually feel the bubbles under there. It feels like little tiny bubbles underneath the skin. Well, you're not going to die from this, no. But it is telling you, wow, my body is bringing this much nitrogen out. This is a warning. If I'm at altitude, I'm going to get lower. If I have oxygen on, I'm going to get on oxygen. But don't just ignore it. A lot of people think, well, I should have washed this shirt 2 days ago or something like that, But it is skin manifestations. If it's you're having vision problems, paralysis, dull, headache, any pain at the base of the brain, base of the skull, this is one of the most serious types. Central nervous system disorders. If you do not get this person to medical attention and they don't get them in a dive chamber right away, this person is going to die. I'm going to be very blunt about it. So anytime you start having visual problems, paralysis, numbness, these serious facts of life at altitude, when these things start happening, get down and get to medical attention in a hurry, okay? Alrighty, we covered all that. Anybody have any questions on any of that? I know it's a lot of stuff to throw at you, but these are all things that, thank goodness, they don't occur that often, but you are susceptible to anytime you go to altitude. And it's just part of the flying game.
Hey Ned, I got a question up here. How come you had to lay a person on slightly on her left side to treat him for
circulation? Improved circulation. Besides, it's easier to shoot them if they give you any problem laying on that side, right? No, it's for circulation. We're coming through 23,000. Mike, you want to grab 4 of those clipboards back there, please, sir? We're going to get the clipboards and the pens, and I think we'll give them to the people on the number 1, 3, 6, and 8. Everybody on your left side of the chamber there. We're going to do sides of the chamber, that way everybody else can sit back and watch. On the other side, you get objective, and you're going to get subjective symptoms today. And we're coming in to 25,000 feet. As soon as you get your clipboard and your pen, go ahead and write your name on that clipboard somewhere where you will have space to write it again, because we are going to let you write it a couple of times so you can see how you lose your muscle coordination. Now once you have it written, go ahead and disconnect your mask from the right hand side. Just pull that tab. It's a short tab right in the middle. If you need some help, just pull on it. Those snap dot fasteners are a pain in the butt. I hurried them. Go to your regulator and turn the green switch to the off position. Okay, you can start your demonstration now. Now, in about 1 minute, I'm going to ask those of you who are off oxygen to look up or tell me if you're having visual differences. Whether you recognize it or not, physiologically, your vision is one of the first things affected by hypoxia. Now, what are you people on the other side of the chamber going to look for? Well, look for things like cyanosis setting in on them. You know, we'll see who starts getting the big doo-doo eating grin first, you know, once we progress into this. We'll watch their chest. They'll start getting labored breathing. The chest will really start to rise and fall there. We're not even going to worry about TUC, because TUC, as I said in the classroom, doesn't mean a hill of beans. I want you to know what your symptoms are. Look around. See how your vision's being affected. What do I feel? Now, on the right side of that sheet of paper, they're the more common listings of hypoxia symptoms. Check them off as you get them. And if you have a symptom that's not on there, go ahead and write your symptom down. Everybody look up. How's your vision? Anybody notice a difference in your vision yet? A little bit? Yeah. What are you feeling down there, number 1? Just push your mic button and I can hear you.
It's feeling kind of fuzzy.
Okay. Do you feel anything besides that?
A little tingling in the head.
Okay. How about you, number 3?
A little bit of hot, cold flashes, a little bit of tingling.
Okay. How about you, number 6?
Getting tingly in the feet and the hands.
All right. Number 8?
Everything looks perfect. Everything's okay.
Everything's okay, huh? Okay. Does anybody feel any pain? No. No pain. No pain. If there was pain associated with hypoxia, I'd be out of a job. Because pain gets everybody's attention. Pain gets everybody's attention. Okay, go back. Now write your signature again. Can the people on the other side of the chamber look up? Can you see cyanosis in their faces, around their lips? Those of you off oxygen, look at your fingernails. Yeah, that's a good one. Number 1, you enjoying this?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, see what I tell you. I'll tell you something, people will react a lot of times to hypoxia the way they will to alcohol. They will act a lot of times the way that they will act when they're intoxicated. Intoxication is a form of hypoxia. Did you know that? Histotoxic. So if number one gets real happy down there now, and you know he's just the nicest guy in the world, and everything's going sweet, take him out. He'll buy all night for you. But if he gets belligerent in here, that's the same way more than likely he'll act when he's in the, you know, out drinking. You don't want anything to do with him. How you doing, number 6? Talk to me. Talk to me. Getting hard to do, isn't it?
Getting tingly in the fingers.
Okay. Concentration pretty hard. How many 3-cent stamps in a dozen, number 6? How many 3-cent stamps in a dozen? Tell me. How you doing? Ben? How many 3-cent stamps in a dozen? Talk to me. Notice how hard this is to do, just to say one word. Ben, are you hypoxic? Are you hypoxic, Ben? Now watch him. Ben, turn your regulator on, you're going to die. Ben, no, turn your regulator on. Turn your regulator on first, you're going to die, Ben. Turn the green switch to the on position. Push the green switch to the on position, you're going to die. Is he unconscious? Look at him. Could he do anything for himself if he was in an aircraft right now by him? No. Ben! Now listen to how I talk to him. That's the way you have to talk to someone who's hypoxic. Hard and direct. And use their name if you know it. Ben! Notice how he looks up every now and then. Turn your regulator on. Ben! No, that's your mask. Turn your regulator on. Turn your regulator on. Turn your regulator on. Push it hard. Put your mask on. Put your mask on, Ben. Ben, push the red switch. Ben, push the red switch. Push it. Push it. Put your mask on. Now, if he can get that red switch on, it'll blow enough oxygen in his face where he'll start to recover. Ben, put your mask on. Put your mask on. See that? Just having that little bit of oxygen blowing in his face allowed him to recover. How you doing, number 1?
I'm feeling kind of fuzzy.
Fuzzy? Still no pain, right? Okay. How about you, number 3? What are your symptoms right now? Tell me all your symptoms.
Hot and cold flashes, tingling, numbness, and a little bit of fatigue.
Okay. If you were flying right now, would you know something's wrong?
Yeah, I would connect the oxygen.
Okay, that's what I want you to get in the mood of doing right now. Number 1, if you were flying right now, you're getting ready to go out. If you were flying right now, would you know something's wrong? Would you know you're hypoxic if you were flying right now?
Yeah, I got symptoms.
Okay, go ahead and treat yourself now while you still can. Turn your regulator on. Turn your regulator on. Number 1, turn your regulator on. Turn your regulator on. Blake, turn your regulator on. Turn your regulator on. No, regulator first. All 3 levers, like I showed you. Push it. Put your mask on. Put your mask on. Okay, number 3. Are you hypoxic? Do you know it?
Almost.
Almost. Could you fly an aircraft right now?
Not really.
Okay, you're hypoxic then, aren't you? Okay, treat yourself while you can. Number 8, how you doing? Talk to me.
Everything's okay.
What are your symptoms? Read your symptoms off of that list for me. What symptoms do you have? What are your symptoms? Are you hypoxic, number 8? Kinda? Is something wrong? If you were flying right now, would you know something's wrong? Treat yourself for hypoxia, number 8. If you want to pass out on us, treat yourself. All 3 levers forward. Now put your mask on. Put your mask on. Has he got, I can't see his regulators. He got them turned on. Turn your regulator on, number 8. Turn your regulator on. Juan, turn your regulator on. You're going to die, Juan. Turn your regulator on. Now. Okay, put your mask on. Put your mask on. Put your mask on. Hold it up. Put your nose in it. Put your nose in it. Now breathe slow. Breathe slow. Look at his hands. Look at the jerking. Yeah. Coming back, huh? Alright. Take those sheets of paper off the clipboard you were using. We'll pass them to the people right across in front of you. That and the pen. Grab another sheet there. Yeah. Did you grab 2 sheets of paper off that clipboard there, number 6? You got another one out there.
No.
Yeah, just grab another clipboard. We got more. Alright, same thing as the other side of the chamber. Write your name. Did anybody in the first group remember to write their names again? Okay. Go ahead and put your red switches down to the normal setting. There you go, you've had enough. Once you have your signature, go ahead and drop your mask and turn your regulator off. There you go. Did you hear how I was talking to these other people when they were hypoxic? When I was telling them to put their mask on? Very hard, very direct, not being nice at all. That's the way you have to try to correspond with someone that is hypoxic or you think's hypoxic. Give them very hard, very direct commands. Don't ask them, do you want to do this or do you think this? No, you tell them very hard what to do. Understand? Use their name if possible. You notice how Ben kept coming around. Every time I'd say his name, he'd come out of that fog for just a second. Your head would snap up. Enough to where you finally push the levers. That's the way you keep talking to people. All right?
Yeah, I felt like I kept like going like this.
Yeah, you were. You'll see. Now, nobody's going to teach you any of that anywhere else except here. You're going to learn how to talk to people hypoxic. All right. Now, let's take a look at these people in front of you. I want you to look for the same things that they were looking at in you. Cyanosis, labored breathing, how hard it is for them to do simple things when I tell them to.
It's cyanosis.
The blowing of the skin. Juan, do you remember much of what I was telling you there at the end?
Yeah, everything was okay, but I was kind of shaky.
Yeah, you're getting pretty close to it, weren't you?
I don't know.
You were. You were. Would you see the jerking and the spazzing when you see the tape? Okay, everybody's off now. Look up. Look around the chamber. Notice the difference in your vision yet? Little problem there? Starting to deteriorate a little bit? A little fuzziness maybe? Yeah. Julie, are you happy down there? Tell me what you're feeling right now.
I feel great.
Yeah, see? The only place in the world you can come and get legally high is right here and get a grade for it. How about that? How you doing, number 13? What are you feeling?
Dizziness.
Anything else?
Blurred vision.
Okay. What about you, Jonathan? What are you feeling?
A little bit of tingling.
Anything else?
A little bit of blurred vision.
Okay. Okay. Pete, what are you feeling right now?
Hot and cold flashes, tingling, numbness, increased rate of and depth of breathing,
Okay.
blurred vision, little air hunger.
Geez, Pete, any symptoms you don't have?
There's a few.
Yeah, you're doing good. You know, it's the person who can pick up their symptoms the quickest is the person that's going to be the safest. If it takes a long time to pick up symptoms, you have to be a lot more careful, a lot more attentive. Let's put it that way. You're going to be careful anyway. Julie, tell me what you feel down there now. You have to have some symptoms.
I'm writing double I's.
Double eyes?
W-R-I-T-I-I.
Oh, okay. Okay. What else? What else do you feel?
My vision is blurred. My hands are shaking.
Yes, they are. Now, I'll tell you one little hint, right? Everybody sign your name again. Write your name again underneath that first one. Adam, how you doing? Talk to me.
Pretty good.
What are your symptoms right now, Adam? Talk to me. Tell me what they all are.
Blurriness.
They're what? Tell me your symptoms. Adam, talk to me. Adam,
Blurriness.
you hypoxic, Adam?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, kinda. If you were flying right now, would you know that you're hypoxic? Adam,
Yeah.
you would? Go ahead and treat yourself. Julie, what's your head bouncing up and down for like that little doggy in the back window? Treat yourself for hypoxia, Julie. Julie, treat yourself up. Put your mask up quick. Put your mask up quick. Now breathe slow. Breathe slow. Breathe slow. Hold your mask up. Hold your mask up. Breathe slow. Breathe slow. Get your face in there. See how hard it is to control that? Simple thing like that. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Fight it. Fight it. Don't worry about hooking it up yet. Adam. Okay, he's gone night-night. Very good. Very good. That's way, Julie. Excellent. Jonathan, talk to me. Your eyes are starting to close. Talk to me. Tell me what you feel.
Feeling good.
You're good. What are your symptoms?
A little bit of blurred vision.
What else?
Tingling.
What else? Anything else? Can you fly right now, Jonathan? Could you fly an aircraft right now?
No.
If you were flying right now, would you know something's wrong? Would this get your attention? Would you know something's wrong if you were flying right now?
Yeah.
What would you do if you were flying right now and felt like this?
Probably put my oxygen on.
Okay, go ahead and do it because you're right on the verge of not being able to do anything for yourself. Okay, now put your mask up. See how slow and deliberate it is? There you go. Don't worry about hooking it up yet. Get your muscle coordination back. We'll help you get it. Pete, tell me some more of that 16,000 symptoms you have.
Tingling's increased. Numbness has increased. A little mental confusion. I definitely feel hypoxic.
Okay. You'd know it if you were flying?
Yeah, I think I could recognize this.
Okay. Go ahead and treat yourself while you can. I'll tell you the secret. Your hypoxia symptoms, I want everybody to listen to this. Your hypoxia symptoms have to get your attention no matter what else is going on in that aircraft. Everybody understand that? Your hypoxia symptoms have to get your attention no matter what else is going on in that aircraft. If you've recovered, you can go ahead and bring that red switch all the way back down to normal setting as soon as you feel well. And we're starting a descent to 18,000 at this time. Okay, fold these sheets of paper up, stick them in your pocket somewhere. You're going to need both hands free here in a second. And we're on our way down, so not that much pressure differential here, but just be conscious of the fact we're keeping your ears clear. Once you get these sheets, just go ahead and turn them to the colored side. I'm not going to have you do anything with them yet.
Now I'm going to go ahead and turn out the outside lights.
Yeah, turn off the main chamber lights. We're going to darken the main chamber room and the chamber itself. Try to simulate as much as we can in our limited situation here. Nighttime, cockpit, low illumination. So, to do that, I am going to... Everybody hold these at a normal reading distance. I'm going to turn off the main chamber lights right now. Hang on, I'm going to bring the emergency light. Okay, everybody hold this at a normal reading distance. Drop your mask at this time. Just disconnect from the right hand side. Leave your refrigerator turned on. Look at the colored side of the chart. Tell the difference between the blues and the greens right now, can't you? The reds and the oranges, right? Now, we're going to start turning the lights down. Okay, everybody can tell the difference between the blues and the greens right now. Raise your hand. Everybody can tell the difference between the reds and the oranges. Raise your hands. Okay, we're going to bring it down a little bit more. If you can tell the difference between the reds and the orange right now, raise your hand. How about the blues and the greens? Can you tell the difference between the blues and the greens? You can. Raise your hand. Okay, just a little bit more. Okay, how about blues and greens right now? Okay, reds and oranges. Okay, we're going to stay right there. We're going to level at 18,000 feet here. Now, turn to the back side. Now, it's very important that you don't try to compensate for your loss of visual acuity here. Scan down into the shaded areas as far as you can, and just mentally note the last line that you can read. That's all I want you to do. Just make a mental note of it. Now, things you're going to look for here is peripheral vision to start setting in, loss of it in a little bit. The distinction between the colors is definitely going to be wiped out. Everybody got that last line you can read now? Go back to the colored side of the card.
Remember, don't bring the card closer to you as your vision decreases. Keep it the same
keep it
distance.
a normal reading distance. Normal reading distance. Can anybody tell if you're losing your peripheral vision when you look at the center of the card? Anybody getting any tunnel vision? A little bit? Most people don't recognize or catch that they have the tunnel vision until after they go on oxygen, and wow, all of a sudden it jumps out. Now, here's a hint I'm going to pass on to you. Anytime you're in a night flight situation that demands the most of your visual acuity, your visual judgment, your ability to judge, using the good old eyeballs here, and your aircraft has an oxygen system on board, use your oxygen for those few minutes in that situation you're in that's demanding the most of your visual acuity, and then get back off the oxygen. Everybody understand what I just said? I did not say to go around flying with 100% oxygen at night. I said use it for that situation, then get off of it. Understood? Because if you go out there and say, Nat said to fly on 1% oxygen, I'm going to come looking for you. All right. Go back to the back side of the card. We have to keep eyes on this card the whole time. Remember that last line you could read? See if you can read that far again. Now, some people won't get as much out of this demonstration as others will, because I'm not going to leave you off at 30 minutes here. If I left everybody off at 30 minutes, it'd be really drastic. But most of you will pick up the situation that I have been describing, where you do lose your visual acuity. And remember, like I said, 5,000 to 6,000 feet is where this occurs during normal flight. Back to the colored side again. Stare straight at the center of the card from a normal distance. Now, here's how we end this demonstration. And to make it correct, a good demonstration out of it, let's put it that way, you have to do exactly as I say. Keep your eyes straight at the center of the card. While you're staring at the center of the card without taking your eyes off of it, go ahead, put your mask up to your face. Just hold it there and start to breathe oxygen. Don't worry about hooking it up. Breathe while you're staring at the center of the card. If you had tunnel vision, now all of a sudden the periphery of the card will come back into focus. The color should be separate and distinctive now. Go to the back side where the writing is. Remember that last line? You should be able to scan down past that last line now. Once you notice these changes in your vision, go ahead, lay it in your lap, put your mask up. That'll be a signal you finished the demonstration, and we'll turn the lights back on, okay? Okay, watch your eyes. I'm going to bring the main lights on. All right, just pass those cards back to our inside observers. We're starting a descent. We'll talk about a couple of things on that that just happened on that. How many people, by show of hands, noticed that when they went back on oxygen that they did have loss of peripheral vision and didn't know it to then? Yeah, some of you will. How many people noticed that the colors got separate and bright? A little bit? How many people noticed that things got darker and then suddenly got brighter once you went back on oxygen? Anybody see that? A little phenomena associated with this. Again, if you have oxygen capabilities on board the aircraft, use it during those times of flight at night when you need the most of your vision. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we're on our way back down. It's been a good flight. You guys and ladies learned anything? Has it been worth the trip this morning? Good, good. It's one of those things you never think you've learned much from it until you actually need it. And then, by gosh, you're glad as hell that you went through it. Go ahead and put your white switch down to the normal setting. You've had enough warmth and oxygen absorbed in your middle ear. Now, I'll tell you something that's going to happen throughout the rest of the day and tonight and tomorrow morning. You're going to have some ear blocks. Warmth and oxygen is absorbed in the tissue in the middle ear. It forms a vacuum there, and it pulls the tympanic membrane, which is the eardrum, in and causes an ear block. What do you do about it? The same thing you do with any ear block. You Valsalva. That's normal physiology after chamber flight with this oxygen. Okay? No big deal. Now, the do's and don'ts for the next 12 hours is what make this flight 100% successful, and these are not considered successful flights until after 12 hours. You are not, as I said in the classroom, to participate in any type of physical activities whatsoever. Everybody got that? None. You are lazy, you're a couch potato, you sit around, you lay around today. You are going to be thirsty. This dry aviator's oxygen will make your throat dry. So I've got some good bottled water in my other office in there, cooler. Don't drink the fountain water, it'll kill you. Go in there and start drinking water while you're here. It's just from this dry oxygen driving out the tissue. You will sleep good tonight. Also, if you have a brewski or two or a glass of wine or two, one drink will react like three normally will physiologically to you after one of these chamber flights. That's another factor. So if you had a celebration or wedding or something to go to, let somebody know there that, yes, I did have a chamber flight. So if you are having a delayed reaction to the chamber flight, they won't think it's just that six-pack that's kicking your butt or whatever. Okay, we're at 10,000 feet. You can disconnect your oxygen mask on the right-hand side. Go ahead and let it hang down. Once you finish up here, go ahead and turn your oxygen equipment back into where it was issued to you. I will go ahead and grab those cards out of my desk. I told you I was going to give each one of you. It said you had to flight today. What you got there?
My ear hurts too much.
Which one? Which one is it? Your left one? Can you Valsalva? Stretch your head all the way over to your right, to the right. Hold it hard now, Valsalva hard. Real hard. Pinch your nose off and Valsalva. Did that help you hear any? Yeah. Is it clear now, on? Do it again. Real hard. You cannot rupture your eardrum. That's a tale that's been going around forever. You cannot rupture your eardrum by Valsalva too hard. So don't anybody ever tell you that. Do it. Is it clear? Go ahead and talk to me.
Much better.
Okay, is it clear all the way? Because I'm not going to start down till it's clear. Because we'll just add problems on top of problems if we do. How you doing now?
Still kind of like...
A little bit of pressure in there? I'm going to take you back up about 1,000 feet here, take the pressure off your ear. Don't Valsalva till I tell you to, okay? We're going to back up. It takes pressure off of it. A lot of times it makes the Valsalva work a little bit better, all right? You do the same thing in an aircraft. If you're coming down and you get an ear block, it sounds like you just can't clear, get clear, climb back up 1,000, 2,000 feet and take the pressure off of it. Then Valsalva when it come on back down. Okay, just about there. I'll rush it back up. We'll go over 3,000 feet per minute here. Okay, go ahead and Valsalva now. How's it feel?
Still there.
Okay.
It's not clear yet.
Give me the spray. Give me some saline back there, please, Mike. We'll let you spray out with saline. That'll help you. Do you have allergies?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, today's one of those times, huh?
I don't have sinus, it's just the ear. Like,
Yeah, well, allergies can affect the ear too.
yeah.
Okay, take that saline, open it up. I want you to really squirt a whole bunch of it up in there on that left side. Sniff it up in there hard. It's just good old salt water. In a hurry. And I'm taking you on up to about 13,000 feet here. Take a little more pressure off, help you get down, okay?
It did work. Yeah, much better.
I'm sorry?
It did work.
It did work? Okay. Completely now? Okay, we'll start back down. We'll come down a little bit slower. As soon as you feel at least a little bit of pressure build up, valve side within, don't wait for it to build. Always, the instant you first feel it, okay? Alright, good deal. Alrighty, on our way back down here. Come down a little bit slower for you. Okay, we got the do's, we got the don'ts. Anybody have any questions? Deal. I'll be letting Mark know that you, lady and gentlemen, have completed this. I won't probably see you again in this chamber until you come back to for 410. It'll be your next shot in here. If you would, go ahead and where we plugged you into the hose coming out of the console, into the mask hose, it plugs right there, that connector into the hose in the console. Grab that hose from the console, where it goes in that connector, pull it hard. It takes about 12 to 20 pounds of pull. Disconnect the console hose, shove that console hose all the way back into the chamber for us, please. Stay on intercom because we get up to 10,000 feet more to go here. Doing okay? Hey, Adam.
Yeah,
Did you go to sleep on us in there at 25,000 feet?
I think so.
Yeah, did you enjoy that nap?
Oh yeah.
What's the last thing you remembered?
I think looking down and just feeling dizzy.
Could you hear me talking to you?
Not at all.
Yeah. You remember who hooked your mask up? Did you put your mask on?
I don't remember.
You don't remember, right? Good demonstration of what could happen. Julie, how do you feel? You were just happy as could be down there till you started getting the funky dog look.
I feel great, of course.
Your head looked like a little dog in the back window. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Yeah, bobblehead dog. Well, I got some good ones on tape here. These were some good reactions. Okay, you doing okay, Juan? Alright. We'll increase our rate here. We're coming through 6,000 feet here, so we're getting our greatest pressure change here, our pressure increase, so make sure you're staying ahead of everything there. And we'll pop it on up to about 2 per here.